And we begin with that breaking news. At least 2 explosions in Afghanistan. One of them happened just outside the Kabul airport, the other outside a nearby hotel. There are reports 13 people have died. Pentagon Press Secretary John Kirby tweeted a short time ago, "We can confirm that the explosion at the Abbey Gate was the result of a complex attack that resulted in a number of U.S. and civilian casualties. We can also confirm at least one other explosion at or near the Barron Hotel, a short distance from Abbey Gate. We will continue to update." You may remember the Abbey Gate is one of 4 entrances to the airport where thousands of people have been gathering every day since Kabul fell to the Taliban, desperate to gain entry and board flights out of the country. Last night, the U.S. and Britain warned citizens not to go to Kabul's airport because of a terror threat. The U.S. Embassy in the capital alerted U.S. citizens to avoid traveling to the airport and said those who were there should leave immediately. Moments ago, CBS News national security correspondent David Martin reported from the Pentagon.
It's the Afghan branch of ISIS. Technically, they're made up of disenchanted Taliban who did not think the Taliban agenda was radical enough, and so they joined ISIS. They are not a particularly large group inside Afghanistan, but obviously they have the will and they have the means to carry out these suicide bomber attacks.
Charlie D'Agata is in Doha, Qatar. He has more on the casualties and that warning that was issued right before the bombings.
Eyewitnesses from the scene describe a suicide bomber that walked along a sewage canal just outside Abbey Gate, as David was saying, walked into the middle of this packed crowd and blew himself up. A Taliban spokesman was quoted by Reuters by saying 13 people are dead. As is always the case, these numbers fluctuate. We've seen some grim pictures purportedly from the scene that suggest those numbers will go up. The Taliban is saying children and Taliban guards are among them. And just to paint that picture, you've seen thousands of people packed outside that airport despite these warnings. I mean, the State Department said as clear as could be today to Americans and everyone else for that matter to get away from the airport. If you're coming, stay away. If you're there, get out. And that went for everybody. Clearly, there were people that didn't heed that warning. And the intelligence was solid on this. It came from the United Kingdom and Australia. A UK minister actually said this event is going to happen within a matter of hours. So they could see this coming, which is why that blanket warning went out. But there are people that either didn't get that message or chose to ignore it, who are still trying to take that chance to be on one of those last flights out before U.S. forces pull out on August 31st.
And we will have continuing coverage of the explosions in Afghanistan tonight, beginning at 5 p.m. And of course, you can get updates anytime on our website, cbsnewyork.com.